was so white. At that time, we spoke to people of colour who are working in the industry as actors and behind the scenes to hear their thoughts. So we thought we'd bring some of them back together again in the first hour of our programme today to talk about their reflections, have things changed, their experiences. Well, I'm pleased to say they're going to come back and speak to us right now, because we didn't really get to even touch the sides of our conversation earlier on. I'm pleased to say that Parle Patel is with us, British Indian actor and comedian. Lladel Bryant is a Black British actor and filmmaker, and also with us Joy Carter, who is a Black British actress and writer. Thank you all for taking the time to come back and speak to us again, because as I say, when we spoke an hour ago, we didn't even get into all of the main issues. Tell me, if you were to give a mark out of 10, Joy, to the Oscars last night, how far do you think they've come? What number would you give them for looking at diversity and improving things if you look back at kind of 2015?
Well, I would say 2015, obviously 2 out of 10, but now I would give it, I would give it a positive 5. I think we have made progress, but I still think there's still a way to go to normalise it, to make racial diversity more normal on screen.
Lladel?
Yeah. Because if we didn't have this conversation 2 years ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. And so, it's for me, it's all about the learning aspect.
Yeah.
Joy, for people who weren't listening in the last hour of the programme, you spoke really eloquently about something that just baffled me, quite frankly, that makeup artists on set often just can't fathom what to do with your hair. They've had no training, they don't understand.
Yes.
Does that make you feel like an outsider? And how does that change? Is it as simple as training? It sounds flippant. I don't mean it to, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think part of it is training, but also as we know, whenever you're learning a new skill, you've also got to get in the grass. You've got to get right in the field. You've got to actually spend time in black hair salons. Working with actors, with performers, with people who actually use that product, and understand.
Why aren't they doing that though?
I think it just tends to be like, you've done the course, I know everything. It's like there seems to be, which is great. At least people have done courses now and they're familiar with it. But as we all know, with products, it's not just about learning a product. You've also got to learn the mentality and also some of the issues behind it when you're applying makeup to black actors. I mean, I know I've had a lot of issues where
being labelled as difficult.
Yes, people sometimes don't understand that if you've been in the industry some years, as I now have, that we want the best for the production, as we all do. And sometimes if you're working with different skin types and different hair types, it's not one shoe fits all. And I think sometimes there can be a misconception that if you're standing up for what your hair or skin type is, it's really important, because it just won't do what maybe people think it should do. And they need to learn to work with us, like spend time in a black hair salon, or not just get the job done, but actually get to know people's heritage. Like Caribbean heritage is very different to African heritage. It's not all black. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, Joy. I think that sorry, Joy, to jump in. It's the girls speaking here, and I think that can be said for that's what we expect of our actors and directors, for them to get into the nooks and the crannies of their art form. And what Joy's talking about is that there is an art in the cultures and the lives that we live, and the choices that we make. And so it's as well as expecting the person who's on the screen to have that appreciation and to be able to work, with it like a true artist would. We should expect that same thing of our makeup artists, because they are artists. We should expect that same thing of our directors.
Yeah, thank you.
Lighting people.
And Parle,
What you said about hair is it's such a simple thing. It's hair, but your hair is it's not actually that different. There's so many people that have hair like yours, so we should stop seeing black hair as different hair. It's pretty normal. Same with my skin. Like if I'm getting like makeup done, I don't feel like it's fair to treat me as like a special case when there's about 1.5 billion South Asian people on the planet.
Are you meant to feel like it's a special case when you Face when you're getting your makeup done?
Sometimes, just to jump in, yes, sometimes there is that, because they've just read the keynotes and they don't realise that there's actually 36 different shades from the palest white right through to the darkest black. 36 different shades of skin alone, let alone types. So I think there is that kind of tick box, you're just forced into a box, and there's not always and also a real respect for your hair and your and your type and where you're from, because also a lot of people are mixed. You can be slightly this and slightly that and a bit of this, so they need to listen, engage with what an actor is saying to really get the best results.
Like, what, can't have more than one white bloke on a comedy tour. Parle, thank you so much for speaking to us. Parle, Patel, Lladel, Bryant and Joy Carter. We're right out of time. You're listening to OS on the BBC World Service.